Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear of favor. Ato is forcing is a fallacy. Stop clapping for him and thank IMF. Richard Ahiagba, MPP Communication Director, actually posted this or said this. So we saw during last week that the Minister of Finance brought out a planned budget of what they would do or what they are going to execute in 2026, and has to do with a lot. He mentioned on some important things that the government wants to touch on. I mean, from infrastructure to a whole lot, and also the detachment of Ghana from IMF. So after the budget and everything, we saw comments coming in from different angles. We saw people commending the finance minister for a great work done. And then we also heard people speaking very ill about the finance minister, making claims, trying to portray a picture that he isn't doing his best enough. And so the director of communications for the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, is saying that Ato forcing is not forcing. So why would you be saying that he's forcing? He is not doing anything. So if we should appreciate Ato forcing, then we need to appreciate IMF as well, because IMF is actually doing a great work and not Ato forcing. And that is where I would say he's getting it wrong. If IMF is doing the work, is it IMF that is here in Ghana doing all the background checks, going from places to places, and ensuring that whatever is being stated is being accomplished? Is it IMF? I want to know. What IMF does is to support us in finances. So when they give us the money, IMF cannot give us the money and still come to Ghana and be doing the work for us. No, we go for the money and then we come back to the country and then use the money for what we want to do or what we want to see. Well, I see it to be in a way, as some people may call it, maybe enviness, or maybe jealousy or something. Because I believe that in as much as we have two political parties that always oppose each other, at the end of it, it is still one thing we are all aiming at, is to see the progress of Ghana, to see Ghana developed, to see Ghana grow into the country we all want to see. If today Ghana should be well developed like those Western world we see out there, how would you feel? That is not MPP, this is not NDC, this is Ghana. Although Ghana is very common with this geopolitics that has to do with MPP and NDC. But as I said, when we branch these two off, it is one thing we are seeing, and that is Ghana. So whether Ato is forcing, whether Ato is not forcing, it is still Ghana. And you cannot say Ato is not forcing because you brought e-levy. Was it Ato that brought e-levy? You brought e-levy. Was it Ato who brought the COVID levy? You were the people who brought it. You didn't listen to the people when they were calling on you that you need to do something. We are getting tired. Because today you go to buy a bag of rice at 100 cedis. The next day you get to the market to buy the same bag of rice and it's being sold like times 2 of what you bought earlier. You never listened. When you brought the e-levy on board, what didn't we say? We said it's not going to help us as a country. It is not. You told us the money you accumulate from e-levy and what it will be used for. You ended up pumping champagne, cutting cake and all that just to make it seem as if you brought yourself into power and not the people. And that is where we get it wrong. The people gave you the nod, so you're supposed to do according to them. If you didn't do it right and somebody is doing it the right way, what are you supposed to do? You encourage the person, you praise the person, and then you learn from the person. You don't backbite the person. You don't speak ill of the person. Because it is for the betterment of all of us. We are all happy the city is stabilized. Although we are not feeling it that much, but then it's okay. It is one step at a time. You don't jump from class 1 to SS3. It is a process, and we all went through that process. And that is why when we see someone in nursery or KG going through certain things, we see it and we laugh because we've passed through that stages. So you don't just conclude that what Atofosi is saying is a misconception. No, he don't say that. And I also saw that after the former finance minister Ken Oforiatta was pushed out, Adam came in to take after him. And I also saw some comments about the finance minister and what he was bringing on board, that we shouldn't appreciate the NDC and they are not doing anything. If we need to appreciate a party or a government, that should be the MPP. That shouldn't be what we should be discussing here. You know the right thing, you didn't do it. Whether you laid the foundation and they are continuing with it and we are seeing progress, it should be a joy for all of us. We should all be happy. I see no reason why we want to buttress this whole issue with politics. It's not right. Yeah, it is true you have to call a spade and not a big spoon. But we all can attest to the fact that Atofosin is trying his best. And although this is their first year, we will get to know more of what they want to do from next year onwards. But then I can boldly tell you that Atofosin is trying his best. The finance ministers we've had, what did they do? The recent one we had, what did he do? Keep approving money for projects on same project. Running into loss, signing contracts with ghost companies. And we had no idea. And you want us to applaud you. You want us to be clapping for it because you are doing a great job. It doesn't work that way. So if someone should come on board and the person is doing the right thing, you should applaud the person. You applaud the person. You learn from it. That is what you should be doing. And that is what the minority should be doing, because I've learned they had a press conference and they will still be having another one. It's not right. Yes, we know that the minority are to put the majority on their toes. But sometimes you need to think about it twice. You messed the economy. You did. You messed everything. In fact, I had no hope that the cedi to the dollar can stabilize, because you've painted that picture in our mind that there is no way the cedi to the dollar can be stabilized. And so when we saw that happen, it was like a dream come true. Because we had no idea. We've never dreamt that a day is going to come where a cedi to a dollar is going to stabilize in this country. I don't know whether I'm the only one experiencing this, or maybe you also thought about that. Because you made everything so plain, forcing us to believe that there is no way that can be made possible. Not to talk about the COVID levy and whatever it is. You see, the COVID levy, it's a good one, because it was supposed to help cater for, issues that has to do with our health sectors, build health infrastructure, but it won't share. And see, even if today we should call them and tell them that they should account the COVID levy they've taken so far, what they've used that money for, they can't even account to us. So it should tell you the kind of people we had before and the people we are dealing with now. So please, enough with the politics, enough with the propaganda. You know you are doing your politics, but as I said, no matter how tight you want to drag this issue, you should have it at the back of your mind that it is Ghana. It is the welfare or the well-being of the country we all want to see. So if someone is doing the right thing and you didn't do it, it's not as if you didn't see it. You saw it, intentionally didn't do it. And then someone is doing it and the person is being praised. Praise the person even if you are paid, and learn from that person to better yourself Who knows, maybe you'll come back to par. And even if you come, is this what you're going to do? Although that is going to take long, but thank you for making time with me on the screen.